Good morning, Flosstube. It is Mandy coming to you with another update. Today is Saturday, February 6th, and welcome to my channel about cross stitch. We've got Stitches here today. Can you say hi? Say hi. There have been a couple of comments in the past couple weeks of people wanting to see Stitches. When I sit in my dining area, they don't get to see her because she usually likes to run across the back of the couch and everything. So when I've sat with the cream wall behind me, you don't get to see her. So had to grab her for a second, but she's run off. So maybe she'll make another appearance. So if you are new here, thank you so much for checking me out. I know I've had a couple of new subscribers. There was a post in the Michigan Cross Stitch group of sharing your Flosstube channel, and so I know I got a couple of subscribers off of that. So thank you for checking me out. Hopefully you guys will stick around. And if you are a returning viewer and subscriber, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming back each week and commenting and all of the love. So I have 2 whips. I have 2 new starts. A little bit of haul. And we'll go from there. So I had a pretty good stitching week. Stitchopoly has started from the Semi-Sand Stitcher group. So of course I'm diving into that. And yeah, so why don't we go ahead and get started, huh? So I showed this maybe last week, maybe a couple weeks ago, because I figured out that I had the perfect material for it, and so just the other night, one night this week, I just randomly decided I'm ready to start it. It is We 3 by Lindy Stitches. Absolutely adore this piece. And sorry if you were hearing noises, cat scratcher. So yeah, I just decided to start this just on a whim the other night. It is stitched on a piece of 14 count Ada in Grasshopper. And yes, it is pretty much that green. It's neon. It's pretty bright. So I started right in the center with the middle cap. And so I've got a few hundred stitches done on that. Needle minder is from Gina's Unique Needle Minders, I do believe. Yeah, it's pretty much where I get all of mine from lately, it seems. And I happened to randomly pick up the perfect hoop to go along with it. It was just the closest one, and it happened to fit. So, yeah. The coverage is actually looking really good with that black. When I look at it right in front of me, of course, it's looking a little bit on the sparse side because it's 14 count, 2 strands. But holding it up here, even putting in something dark behind it, coverage is actually looking pretty good from there. So definitely trust that, like 3-foot rule, 6-foot rule, something like that. I mean, it's not like this is going to be some special fancy finish or anything like that. So, I mean, it was just I had the perfect material for it and decided to stitch it. So that is that one. And my next new start, I started this yesterday. It had been in my wish list for a while, and then Michelle Bendy decided that she wanted to start a Zoom's stitchy meetup to work on the Halloween Quaker, and so it was the perfect opportunity to actually acquire it. So I showed new materials and everything a few weeks ago, so Halloween Quaker, and I started just up here in the corner. My material is not murky as called for. It is a 16 count Picture This Plus in the color J. At first I was thinking it was more of a purple color, but now that I'm stitching on it, it's actually more of a blue. So I'm liking it. It'll be interesting once I get some of the actual other colors put into it. But I think it'll look good. And there is my start. So I just got a couple hundred stitches in it, and I'm already having it a frog. I decided to back and start stitching on it this morning, and something wasn't lining up, and there's one too many rows in here this is in the wrong spot, so I'm actually going to start from here because it's somewhere right in here, and then I'm going to leave all of this here and just fix all of that from up there. So it's going to be annoying to have to frog, but I want it, I mean, right from the get-go. It's just, especially because of where it was not going to be lining up, there was stitches this, like, it just, I don't want to have to fudge something right from the get-go. So as much as I really don't want to have to frog, I want it to be lining up properly. So this particular little motif is in DMC 310, but this is all in Classic Colorworks Black Coffee, so it sucks to have to pull out over-dyed floss, but I don't want to take out all of this much stuff here, so I'm going to figure out where exactly is off and then frog up, and it'll be okay. It's just sucks to have to do it. But I love this piece. It is throwing patterns here. I still have a number of the flosses on order, so I'm not going to be able to get all that far, but I think last I heard, Michelle was talking about having the Zoom on the 13th, so just next Saturday, I believe, for Dark 13 stitching, and so I believe the like all of this in here is in Black Coffee, and so it'll be fine to, I'll have plenty of the threads to be able to at least work on that before, you know, while I'm still waiting on the rest of the floss to come in. So, but that's my Halloween Quaker. I know a lot of other people have been stitching on it, and so I decided to finally jump on that bandwagon, I guess. So that is it for my new starts. Stitches, she's going crazy. If you, for anybody new, like this whole wall right here is a sliding glass door and with blinds, and so she was just running through the blinds. Crazy girl. Love her to pieces. Alright, so the next whip that I am going to share is Sugar Skull. I guess it's labeled Sugar Skull Pillow. Artwork is by Brianne Jackson. It was published in the 2016 just cross stitch Halloween edition. I have no intentions of making this into a pillow. I'm not a sewer. No clue what exactly I'm going to do with it, but it's been fun to stitch. And apparently this week has been the week of frogging, because so, like, there was one night that I frogged, fixed it, and then something else wasn't lining up, had to fix it. So that's been fun stitching week. But it'll be worth it in the end because it's symmetrical from one side to the other, so I really didn't want to have it lopsided. I do have one extra stitch here because, once again, stuff was off and I did not want to frog all of this. So I just added one more stitch. I'll add one more over here. We'll be fine. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count. Picture This Plus in Monster Mash, and another bright green with some splashes of purple, and stitched with DMC 310. So I'm really actually close to being done. I probably could move my hoop over a little bit and get the rest of it in. I think actually I may kind of make this on my, make it my focus piece, working with the Stitchopoly, and I may be able to actually get this finished. So that's actually kind of a bit of a goal that I have for this week, probably once I get my Quaker fixed. This may actually be a little bit of a quick video. So the my next whip has been my focus whip for the Full Coverage Fanatics 21 and 21. It is the, I've had it a focus piece for some other challenge groups and all of that. There we go. I don't have the picture, full picture of it, but it is Shooting Star by Carolyn. Ooh, that was not what I wanted to do. Shooting Star by Carolyn Manning Designs. Absolutely adore the colors. I say that every week. And I have officially reached, let's see, I've officially reached that far corner and working my way down. So it's really stitching up so quickly, and I'm loving it. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count white Aida, 2 threads full across. There we go. See the colors better. And so, like I said, this is the corner, the far right corner. I still have some colors to fill in, like that center thing there and there. But this is the center of the piece. Yeah. So for the month of January, I ended up getting just over 4,000 stitches. Well, I was able to finish the book for Full Coverage Fanatics, the first, their monthly challenge of stitching through books. It was the longest book. But Gatsby? I don't remember. The longest book that they have for that. So that's right about how many stitches I got for the month. So I am on track to finish this. Looking the 21 and 21 at the rate that I went for January, then I could finish that like around May, I think it was. April? So I don't know. I'm loving the piece. I am working my way through it. I didn't get a whole lot of it done this week, just kind of focusing on some other stitches, but of course this is such a big focus piece, so I'll be getting back to that as well. So that is the whips and new starts. I was trying to get a fully finished object FFO this morning, but failed. So I had bought a piece of sticky board, was right about, I have not cut the piece down to mount it on the sticky board, but I had it about ready to, had it like just about perfectly centered on there, went to put it on there, and the material is not sticking to the board. I was thinking that it was an older board that I just had in my stash that just, you know, lost its stickiness. No, it was a brand new board that I bought specifically for that. So I jumped onto Fat Quarter Shop and ordered some more from there. So maybe next week or two I can actually get that finished. And then I didn't have one piece big enough to mount. I wanted to, I've got the frame for my Positivity Rolls from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So hopefully I can get some full finishes to share. So I want to have that wall covered in cross stitch. So a couple pieces of haul to share with you, and then that's pretty much about it. I get the, well, I have been in the Color and Cotton Floss of the Month Club from Threads and Twined. But at the end, or sometime in December, I decided to switch to Classic. So, but because of materials, and I know the Color and Cotton company had gotten new offices and all of that kind of stuff, so I think just with their move and supplies, mix of everything, things were behind. And so I do believe that these are November and December flosses of the month. Dropping things here. So then in January, the January club, I'm switching to Classic Colorworks, so haven't gotten those yet. But so I don't know which one was for which month. They came packaged together. But absolutely loving it. This is Dahlia, and I love those pinks. And yeah, so we have Dahlia, like I said, beautiful colors. We have dark indigo, really, really pretty blues, great. We've got dark truffle, kind of a reddish brown. Daydream, and Delft blue. So those are very pretty. And then the other one we have cranberry. That's really pretty. I'm liking the like real variegated look on some of these. This one is creme brulee. Crushed velvet, really pretty blues. Cupid. That might be good for quirky quicker love tips. And then we've got daffodil. Always love having those in my stash to mix out some fun little pieces and stuff. So back, I want to say it was in November, maybe it was December, I placed an order with Be Stitch Me, online order for specific materials, looking specifically for a piece of material to use for moonshine. So I've had the pattern in my stash, Silver Creek samplers. This is stitched on a piece of fabric flare. I don't remember the name of that, but I can't find it anywhere. So I decided to see if I can find something else to sub in for it. And so I got a piece of Artemis. It's a 18 count in Artemis. So really pretty gray. Grayish blue. I don't know. It's really pretty. I'm just not exactly sure which of these two pieces I want to use. I think I just need to do a floss toss on it. And then I have Granite, another 18 count. So this is more of a gray, like a brown neutral. I don't know. Very pretty. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I think I'm just gonna have to do a floss toss and figure out which of the two to use. I know one of them calls for chalk. I'm just gonna use white for that. And then it also calls for some of the new DMC colors like the 02, 03. So I think once I just get my hands on those skeins, I'll just do a floss toss and decide which one looks good. And either that or I may have to just darken up some of the colors. So I don't know. It'll just depend on when I get the actual threads. And so those finally came in. I think they actually came in the day that I filmed last, but just didn't have them handy yet. So, come here. Crazy girl. She's calmed down a little bit. But, so yeah, that's about it that I have. Say hi. Say hi. She's so fun to have around. So yeah, I guess I've kind of talked about plans, just wanting to focus back on Shooting Star, wanting to focus on that sugar skull, see if I can get a finish for that. And of course, fix my oopsie that I got on my brand new start. I'm annoyed by that, but I don't want to like have to keep fudging things just to make the motifs fit. So it shouldn't take all that long. It's just annoying that I have to do it. So, personal things, not a whole lot going on. Stitching, working. I'm working from home, and there's no talks of us even going back to the office anytime soon. I'm sure it has a lot to do with like vaccines and cases and all of that kind of stuff. So last we heard was maybe end of June going back to the office, and that's not even set in stone. So I'm enjoying working from home. I'm probably getting a little too used to it. But hey, you know, I'm making it work. I'm beyond thankful that I have been able to work through the entire pandemic and that I haven't had to worry about, you know, things of that nature. My department did go through a couple layoffs, but most of those folks are back. So, and they have been back for a little while now, so no worries there. But, feeling pretty secure in my job. I had a wonderful phone call this week from somebody who was very thankful for the work that I do for them, and it basically helped them pass an audit that they had to go through, and they didn't have to face any debits as a result of, you know, some things. So it was just an overwhelming good feeling to, you know, basically get a thank you from somebody that I was helping their business. So I know I don't talk a lot about work, and I really don't have any plans to, but for those that don't know, I handle warranty processing for one of the big three car manufacturers. So prefer not to talk about that here. But work is good. So I guess that's about it. I'm actually going to go ahead and jump off of here. I think Erin Two Martini is having her stitchy meetup for members on her channel. So figure out something that I can stitch while hanging out with them. Maybe work on my frogging with them. I don't know. We'll see. So hope everyone has a great stitching week. Hope you have are continuing to stay safe and keep stitching. And we'll see you guys next week. Take care.